my boss clapped my best friend's cheeks. Like, I still can't believe it, even to this day. But let me get into the story. So basically, I was a hothead in high school, and eventually I got kicked out of the house because I was not going to school. I was being a dumbass, of course. So I had this friend, and her name was Tiffany. And me and Tiffany, we were really good friends. Like, we were just really good friends. And the good thing about Tiffany was she had her own apartment, she had her own job. She just had her own way of living. So when I got kicked out of the house, I called up Tiffany. I was like, "Hey, Tiffany, can I come stay with you for a while?" Because I got kicked out of my parents' house. And she was like, "Okay, cool." So Tiffany had sent me an Uber, and it had came and got me from where I was located at, and it had dropped me back off at her apartment complex. And Tiffany, of course, was at her apartment, so I went in her apartment, and we just caught up in some stuff, and we just talked a little bit. And I ended up staying at Tiffany's house for about a month before realizing maybe I should get a job. I wanted to get a job because I felt like I should have a job because I'm staying at my best friend's house, no way of income. My broke ass has to get a job. So I leave the apartment, and I'm walking around, I'm walking up the street, down the street, trying to find somewhere that was gonna hire me. So eventually I come across this car wash. And the first thing I think about when I see this car wash was, there were a lot of cars, and there was only like one person washing them. And I didn't see anybody else washing the cars, helping or anything. So, I went up to the owner, and, I had asked him, and I was kind of like, "Hey, I need a job, I need some money. I'm just kind of moving down here, And, he did not speak the best English. He did not speak the best English at all. So it was kind of hard to kind of, translate and kind of, but he eventually figured out what I was trying to say. And he was like, "You know what? Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow." And, I came back tomorrow. So the next day I came back, and, there were, of course, cars lined up to wash. So, it was my first day on the job. I was so excited, I was happy. And, I started washing cars for him. And, it was about, I started probably about 8 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't finish until about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was outside washing cars for a pretty decent time. And let me keep in mind, we had at least 20 to 30 cars coming in to the car wash at a time. So it was a very busy, situation. So, but after I got my first day's pay, I was just so ecstatic. I got $100 my first day of working there. And, he said this would be a reoccurring thing. I would keep getting paid $100 a day for helping him wash cars. This was a good deal. I was, extremely excited. And, I told him about my whole situation. And I told him I was living with my, my female friend. We were just hanging out and stuff like that. So, a couple red flags went off for me when he started asking me how old was my friend and, how did she look. And, as my new boss, I was kind of hesitant to tell him that much information. But, eventually I kind of gave in, and I told him, what she looked like, how old she was. And my boss was 45, and, my friend at the time was around 18 or 19. So, she was legal regardless, but, it was still kind of weird for a 50-year-old to be asking, another, a girl he knows is younger than him age, way younger. But, he was obviously weird to the extent because he kept asking about her. I would go in every day and work for him. He would always ask, "What does she look like?" He just wanted to know who she was. So eventually, I answered his prayers. So I had got my friend Tiffany to come with me to the car wash where I worked at. So, I introduced them and stuff like that. And, they had really got to know each other. And I was just so happy for them because, maybe she could have got a job there too and made money on the side. So I was, actually hoping she would do that too. So, we'd be working together. She'd be, doing that halftime working at the car wash and then halftime doing whatever else she was doing to help make her money. But, eventually we were working at the car wash for a while, and, eventually my boss started acting even weirder. Her, Tiffany and my boss started, having a lot of conversations. They started talking a lot. They started, I started doing more of the car wash work while they just started talking a little bit more. So while they kind of talked and stuff and, got to know each other a little bit, I was the one kind of washing the car. So I was kind of, just, not upset, but I was just kind of just like, wow, so I got to do all the cars myself. It was just kind of, but I just let it slide for the time being. And, at the end of the day, after washing the cars, I was looking for my boss and I was looking for, Tiffany. I was just kind of like, where did they go? So, located in the car wash, there's like a back room where you can go to. And, I didn't go in the back room yet to try and look for them. I kind of walked around the whole car wash area, but I never went to that back room. So I'm walking closer and closer to the back room. I just hear some noises, some smacking, just some. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what are these noises I'm hearing? So I went in there, and I just see something. I just see what I don't want to see. I see my friend, and I see my boss, and my boss is blowing her back out. He is blowing her back out to just the extreme. He is pumping the joint. Like he pump. He pumping the joint. But they didn't see me looking. So, I kind of slid my way back out from peeking. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I just, there was a bench located outside of the car wash. So I just sat there, I kind of sat there for a while and just, drank some Gatorade and just chilled out for a minute. And then about 15 minutes later, they came out. And I was just in shock. She came over and said, hey, what's up? I was kind of busy at the moment. I was like, oh yeah, I know. I definitely could tell. It was just, she tried to hug me. I was like, no, you gotta go take a shower. You got to go because you can't be hugging me doing none of that when I just saw you doing all of that with my boss. So, it was just so crazy just seeing my best friend and just my boss. It was just so, but she's grown and he's grown, so I really didn't care, but, it was just very shocking. And, to come to find out, he actually paid her to do this. He paid her roughly $350 for 15 minutes of happy time. I was just so, I did not know what to say. I was so shocked. I was just, even looking back at it, I was just so, I don't know what to say. But, that was her way of, doing things, and she got her money like that. So I couldn't say anything. I couldn't hate. But anyways, guys, that is the story of how my boss clapped my best friend. So I'll be back at it again with another video soon, guys. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back at it again with another video soon. Thank you guys for watching.